How's everyone doing today? I have a horror Blu-ray and DVD collection update, and if you've seen any of these titles, definitely let me know what you think of them, and let me know which one of these is your favorite as well. Leave me those comments down below. They're all Blu-rays except for one DVD TV set. And first up is The Woman in Black 2. I recently watched the Daniel Radcliffe remake, and I thought that was actually surprisingly good. The sequel, I was kind of trying, keep an open mind with it. I've heard mostly negative things for it, and it lives up to that billing. But I'd really like to see the original The Woman in Black get a release. I have an old bootleg DVD. The picture quality wasn't that great. I think there was only a DVD release here that went out of print forever ago, and it goes for crazy money. So it would be nice to see a release for that on Blu-ray. I remember being very atmospheric. I haven't seen it in quite a while, but I did like the Daniel Radcliffe remake, and this one was a really poor follow-up to that. It's set during World War II. London is, being bombed around the area, and this school teacher brings some orphan kids to the Eel Marsh house, and of course, spooky things start happening. It really kind of revolves around this main kid, this little kid whose parents were lost right before they go there. And I actually thought that was really weird. Like, I don't know how they pick different actors, but this child actor had like a bunch of like, I don't know, like zits and stuff and marks on his face. I was like, could they cover that up with makeup, or is that supposed to be, he was the only one that I was thinking maybe that was supposed to be that way for some kind of, rashes and diseases going on during that time, but he was the only kid that had that on there, and he was like the main kid, so they kept showing his face. I was like, what's going on there? Put some makeup on that or something, I don't know. I feel like I'm being like a judgy jerk. I shouldn't judge child actors, but I was just like, it just seems so odd to me. That was one thing that just kind of like stood out, and it's very simplistic, formulaic. There's a love interest here too with the one school teacher, and then a soldier that's nearby in the area. Yeah, it's just spooky things, jump scares. There was one kind of creepy scene. There's like a hole in the ceiling. I did like that aspect, but besides that, I just thought it was really just bland, falls flat, too formulaic and reliant on jump scares. Nothing special, nothing unique. It just felt like a cheap cash grab. I definitely couldn't recommend this. Below average. The majority of the setting was inside this house, the creepy house. I feel like we've seen it before. It's like pretty much a rehash of the first one with just like some new characters. Nothing new. The same storyline of the kid passing away, and then her trying to take the kids and stuff like that. I don't know. It could have been so much more potential to make a better movie. There really wasn't a lot of potential here, but the potential to make a better movie from the storyline. So that was definitely a disappointment. I got this at the Dollar Tree though, so low risk, high reward potential, but not there. I've got some other good ones though from the Dollar Tree in the past. Next up is a Twilight Time release, Short Night of Glass Dolls, and this is limited to 3,000 copies. A lot of their releases are limited to 3,000. A few are higher or possibly lower. I don't know if I've seen lower, but definitely higher. And I think this is the future of physical media. Like big studios, Warner, Universal, Lionsgate, Fox, Disney, stuff like that. They'll be limited to like 500,000 or 300,000, 100,000, something to that effect. Kind of reminds me of the old Anchor Bay editions, like the 10s and stuff like that. They would have like limited to 100,000. It's like, that's not that limited. But smaller labels like this will be limited to 3,000. And I don't think physical media will ever go away. Vinyl records are doing great right now, so I think that's just a good representation of that. And this is, I guess, like a mystery Giallo right here. And it's the directorial debut of Aldo Lado, and it's basically about an American reporter trapped inside his apparently dead body, and he's trying to figure out what happened to his girlfriend who disappeared. And it's set in Prague, and it said it's depicted as remarkably depraved. And yeah, it has a great score, it says, from Ennio Morricone. I believe that because pretty much everything he's done is great. So excited to check this one out. I do like a lot of the giallos with a lot of the like crime thriller mystery aspect, but also mixing in a lot of the horror elements with violent murders, and sometimes the murders look kind of cheap and cheesy for the time and the budget, but I think it still works, and I'm excited to check this one out. I'm not too familiar with it, but lately I've come across some really good giallos. Next up from Arrow Video, you know what, let me just check. A lot of the Twilight Times have clear cases, This one doesn't, but they usually come with booklets and stuff like that, so I always appreciate that. Oh, some weird looking stuff going on there, but they always have interior artwork too, which I'll go ahead and that's what I wanted to show you before I jumped into the next one. You can see it's just a bunch of people looking in right there over like a stairwell, it looks like. I don't like the blue case on that because the majority of the ones that I have are clear cases, and it's a recyclable case. I used to not have an issue with recyclable cases, but then lately I've seen ones that have been getting damaged, so I can understand not liking that. But there we go, and next up is the Arrow Video release for Madman Marz. This is a UK release, but it is region free. Right there. And I always thought Victor Crowley from Hatchet was kind of influenced by a mixture of Madman Marz and then Cropsey from The Burning. I really love the Hatchet series, and I would like to see them make more. But this one right here is Madman Marz. It's a story about kind of like a urban legend story told around the campfire. These like camp counselors, and he's telling, you know, he was a farmer, Madman Marz, who butchered his 2 children and his wife, and then all the towns people basically hung him and threw a axe in his face. But then the next morning his body was gone, and he supposedly, you know, roams the area of like the farmhouse in the woods and kills anybody in sight that dares say his name above a whisper. And of course, you know, it's very predictable what happens. I really like the look of Madman Marz, and I remember this having good special features. I remember checking this out, and they had the guy who played him, and you know, they looked back through some of the props and stuff, and I thought that was pretty cool. So a lot of special features right here. Look back 35 years later after it was filmed. Arrow Video always does a phenomenal job with their releases, from their transfer, the films that they choose, special features, just everything from the physical packaging to the clear case, the booklet, new commission artwork, reversible artwork. Definitely one of the best companies out there releasing. There's a little advertisement for more releases. There's the booklet in here. So that is nice. There it is. And then the 2-disc edition right there. Nice swing tray. And then here is the reversible artwork. I think I dig that one a little bit more, but that one's cool too. And yeah, I remember this one being a really good slasher, and I definitely like the character, the urban legend, just the look to Madman Marz. A really nice release too. Arrow Video just killing it. One thing Arrow Video always does well, just all the releases, but especially their box sets. Just beautiful, phenomenal jobs on their box sets. One of the best companies out there releasing Blu-rays and especially box sets. They might be my favorite releasing box sets. This is The Bird with the Crystal Plumage, which was the directorial debut of Dario Argento in 1970. Again, another Giallo with a guy who witnesses a brutal attack in an art gallery, and he's kind of obsessed with it and trying to figure out who the killer is. And great cinematography and score. Again, Ennio Morricone too. And this is a new 4K restored limited edition box set right here. And again, just a ton of special features right there. And beautiful outer slipcase. And I'll go ahead and show you all the goodies in here. You get a really nice thick poster right there. And then here is the reversible side to that. Yeah, this isn't like thin. This is like a thicker paper stock right there. And then here's a really thick booklet too, with all kinds of behind the scenes information. And I always appreciate that if you're a fan, the photos and information right there. I like that cover a lot too, very cool. And, oh, we got art cards and stuff in here too, like lobby cards. Yeah, a whole bunch of stuff right there, just a bunch of them. I'm not gonna go through every single one, but, and it has a swing tray. We got 2 discs right there, and then here's the reversible artwork. That's the newly commissioned one. I actually really like that artwork. Any kind of like that old painted style artwork, I really dig. So a beautiful release. I can't wait to dive in and check out the new transfer and special features on here. But They just always kill it with their box sets, especially all their releases. But I'm in love with their box sets, and I can't wait to see what they release in the future, especially box set wise. I'm so happy that they're releasing in the U.S. For a long time, they were just UK based and UK only, and now they're releasing over here, and I am so excited. I'm always waiting for their next announcement for releases. Next up is The Strain. This is the complete third season. And I always felt this was like a super underrated TV show. I didn't get quite as much love as it deserved to. I feel like people complained about the effects for this, which blew my mind because I thought the effects were pretty much on par with every other horror series out there. Even Walking Dead definitely got a lot better. I think this got better too, especially through the second season and then the third season. I haven't seen the last few episodes. I still need to see that. It's off the air now. But I really enjoyed it. It's a vampire tale, really kind of unique vampires too, and just kind of the symbiotic approach and just how they can, take over the host and the master. Really awesome. And I have over there, I have the complete first season with the master bust set. It's a really smaller bust set though compared to others. I remember when I bought it off of Amazon, I was kind of disappointed because it's smaller than all the other bust sets, but I wish they would have done like a complete series bust set with like a full size one. I think that would have been really cool. But I really enjoyed the heck out of this series. So I think now I have all of these on like single release editions like that. So there we go. And I can't remember, I think the master set, the first season over there, I think that's a Blu-ray set. And I hate when they do that though. Like when season 1 has a Blu-ray and DVD release, of course I pick up the Blu-ray, and then all the rest of the seasons are just DVD. That happens with so many TV shows and series. I really annoys the heck out of me when they do that. I feel like there's so many that have done that. Release them all on Blu-ray. Release them all on just one format at least, but especially Blu-ray. So happy to have that. I believe that completes my collection for the Strain Complete series right there. Let me know if you've seen this show as well. I feel like it didn't get as much love as I think it deserved to. I really loved it. I felt like it should have gone on for longer too. I don't know how it was so underrated. Never really heard anybody talk about it, which was really unfortunate. I thought the effects were good. The characters were amazing. All the actors. There you go. Those are the 5 pickups right there. All horror titles, TV, some Giallos, again, which is kind of a mixture of horror, crime thriller, mystery like that. But let me know if you've seen any of these ones and what you think of them and which one of these is your favorite as well. Leave me those comments down below. And I hope everybody's doing well. Take care.